the rejection of all that is religious and moral principles, in the belief that life is meaningless. Oxford Dictionary defines this as the belief of nihilism, coming from the Latin word for nothing, nihil. It derives from the belief and worship of nothing. Nihilism is the absence of any divinity. In the chaotic world of the 20th century, God was killed for many. The Cold War was a time of stress and advancement, which saw the shift of people looking up to the cosmos instead of down to the self. Many men and women began this ism after the injustices of the First and Second World Wars, or rather, why a good or a God will let those things happen. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche propelled the belief and was often seen as the father of nihilism. While he was in an asylum for his contraction of tertiary syphilis, Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Silence is worse. All truths that are kept or silent become poisonous." And in line perfectly with that, his sister published his unfinished work, but tampered with, to promote Imperial Germany during the First World War. This situation is more similar to the ideology than any quote he would ever give. Nihilism is the void that infects religion in the minds of those who no longer believe. It is more of an absence of belief than a belief itself. Following the First World War, the gas and terrible conditions caused some to lose faith in their God, and also those who avoided their belief to avoid discrimination, especially the Jews. However, present in both the First and Second World War, those who lost family members were more likely to turn to prayer and their God. This would be short to last, however. Although the greatest events in irreligion into nihilism weren't the excruciating deaths and tortures of the war, they were the huge advances and progress to follow. If man can touch the stars, he is to touch God, and if God does not touch man, there is no God. When humanity reached space, people began to see the glimpse of the cosmos and how small we really are. That there is no end goal to life, and the only goal to life was to live. The point is there is no point. Nihilism comes in several forms, whether it be in the frightening existential nihilism or the warm optimistic nihilism. They all have one thing in common. Morals come from yourself and what you want, rather than what others want. This is often why atheism follows. For many, nihilism is scary and a blunt form of realism. People had to no longer look to God for motivation and look to themselves, mostly in part to the advancements and the war crimes of the 20th century. In a universe of incredibly large bodies and unthinkably small particles, we are the exceedingly average